to Made in Montgomery. I'm Michaye Sahlu. During the pandemic, we've seen some businesses close their doors for good, while others emerge to fill a need in the community. In this episode, we visit those businesses that were born of the pandemic and are making big strides in our county. In this first story, we meet a business owner that got creative with a new concept when he needed to. When the pandemic forced him to close the doors to his Tacoma Park fitness and dance studio Rhoda Movements, Roberto Tapia put on his thinking cap to figure out his next move. He held classes on Zoom and outdoors, and when that was simply not cutting it, Roberto turned to another idea that might fulfill a need his community had.
I was born in Mexico, and I lived in Mexico until the age of 13. And when the democracy came again to Chile, so both countries, I say, oh my God, the culture of juice is amazing.
Although he's never worked in the food industry before, the love he had for his culture and the lack of fresh juices in the community led him to do a lot of research and training.
This is going to the refrigerator.
To launch a second business, Rhoda Juice, a line of cold-pressed raw juices based on Latin American flavors.
Cold-pressed, so we need to put this mix into the machine, and the machine is gonna press with over 2 tons of force. How about that?
Once he went through the process, Roberto got an operation permit, which now allows him to make juices out of a commercial kitchen in Tacoma Park.
How long have you been working out of this kitchen?
3 months.
3 months? Okay.
Rhoda Juice offers a variety of flavors.
This probably is what the most demanding right now. This is our celery, spinach, lime, and apple. So pretty much has 4 ingredients. So pretty much it's like a boutique homemade juice. I'm still learning how to do the perfect juice. Each juice has 3 to 5 ingredients. And also there's some fruits that when you mix, they're really good. This juice is ready. Somebody wants to try? But there's also some fruits that when you mix, they're not good. Everybody can do orange juice. So now we're going with the pineapple. And here we go. But do a blend of orange juice with pineapple and jicama or turmeric. How much is too much? How much is not a lot? It is complicated. It's golden. It's a process that you have to do it before create your own masterpiece.
Roberto is grateful he was able to receive rental assistance from Montgomery County during the lockdown to help his fitness studio survive. He says he picked the perfect place to live and run a business.
I love Montgomery County. I love this area, first for the diversity that we have. Beautiful diversity. I say it's like my juices, the perfect mix with everything background.
I'm making a delivery for a customer. It's a really nice customer.
Life has a funny way of bringing things full circle, and in the case of Roberto's businesses, combining his passion with his livelihood speaks to the full circle effect the meaning of the word Rhoda stands for.
I love making juices because it's natural. It's a way to express myself, and what better than prepare juices for the community.
Okay, perfect.
This is one part.
Okay. They're delicious, they're healthy, and have a nice healthy drink for the day.
So now we're doing the process of putting everything in a bottle. I think it's a gift, and I hope expanded myself with more people around me in this journey. It's pretty fast, right? 100% of customers will like it.
It tastes really good.
Healthy, unique.
All the healthy stuff.
All healthy stuff, 0 sugar, 0 water. Fresh and tasty.
I might start liking celery after this.
If you want to give Roberto's juices a try, visit his website to place your order. We then head to East County, where we meet a skincare queen.
The store is actually divided into sections.
Okay.
Aisha Kadar Bangura never thought she would end up in the skincare business.
That's the honeysuckle. Now you ready?
It would take years for her to realize that that was her true calling.
Honeysuckle has antibacterial properties.
So smooth and silky.
And it all started with a miracle-performing soap.
I was a nurse by trade. I had no plans to get into skincare, but God blessed me with 3 children. And the first one had eczema. My second one had psoriasis. My last one had eczema and psoriasis. So based on those 3 facts, I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, you used to make soaps for me when I had breakouts. Can you make my kids soaps? I said, bring them.
So she traveled back to Sierra Leone to learn from her mom, with the idea that she can keep making the soap that had helped so many people with various skin issues. She then realized that making the soaps in small batches wasn't cutting it, so she took a step further.
So then I came back and I called Rhode Island College, University of Rhode Island, and I started looking for professors in chemistry to make my mama's soap. So we tested it over and over. It took years for us to even get close to it. But we started making the soap, and then I started making batches and giving them out. Before you know it, we started running and I started making more batches.
A few years later, Aisha moved to Montgomery County from Rhode Island,
So these are all natural organic soaps.
where the demands of her soap soared even more. She was asked by friends and family members to pursue a business and not waste her talents.
Before you know it, I ended up at Women Business Center. I went up to economic development to try to find somebody to help me to structure the business constructively. And Montgomery County just embraced me in my vision and my dream. And I'm not gonna cry. And with the help of the staff at economic development, the staff at Women's Business Center, I'm at the gymnast that I drive crazy all the time. And they just gave me the tools that I needed to structure the business.
And 5 years later, she has opened her very first storefront in Silver Spring.
In the last 4 years, we've actually quadrupled our return every year. So it's a thriving business. And from that business, I saw the need. From that one soap created all this. So from that soap, I started getting interested more into helping take care of acne. I know I am an acne sufferer. I've suffered from acne for years. That's me.
And look at your skin today.
Thank you. And I know how that brought down my self-esteem and how that made me not even wanting to go out sometime.
Over the years, Aisha has received several trainings to offer more services to her clients,
It gives you skin toning at the same time and tightening your skin.
including fat reduction, wood therapy, presotherapy, lipo, and much more.
This room is for relaxation, detox, and these are aesthetic rooms because we really want you to enjoy and feel loved and welcome. So this on the bed really helps break down fat cells. It's good for relaxation.
Aisha was told by several people that opening a business during the pandemic wasn't a smart move, but she felt it was time. And with some financial assistance from the county and her savings, she was able to make it happen.
But I took up a leap of faith that I knew that I was needed in the community. I really feel I'm a Montgomery County success story. I really feel it from the depth of my soul. And I'm saying this to businesses in Montgomery County that don't think they can do it. You have to go through the process.
As a way of giving back to her community, Aisha also mentors other business owners that are getting started.
To learn from the mistakes that I've made and to pass whatever knowledge I have to them. That's my way of saying thank you to Montgomery County.
For any skincare or spa services, visit Shah's Creation at the Leisure World Plaza or online at shahscreation.com. It only took John Wood 1 week to launch his new business, Open Hand Pasta and Provisions, after he was laid off from his chef's position at Bethesda's Barrel and Crow restaurant when it closed temporarily in March of 2020.
We needed something to do, and it was just a wild idea to try selling our pasta. Some farmers I knew offered our pasta in the farmers markets, and it just took off from there.
Although John has a French culinary background, his love and passion for Italian cuisine, coupled with the lack of fresh pasta in the community, led to his business.
Originally, it started because we saw that there was no pasta in the grocery store. So we were like, oh, we should make pasta. There's also not a lot of people around here doing fresh pasta. If we were in Bologna, every other street corner would have a fresh pasta maker. Around here, there isn't that many.
Open Hand Pasta and Provisions not only sells pasta, but also other items, including some treats for pets.
Just silly, the quality of ingredients that are going in these dog treats. I mean, like, the flour is grown from Grapewood Farm in Virginia's Orga. It's like really good flour. It started out as like just something to do extra, and like literally we can't keep up. There was a time when we got the new oven that we were having an issue. So we went like 3 weeks without making them, and people were up in arms. I mean, they were really upset.
9 months ago, John opened his own commissionary kitchen with a small brick-and-mortar storefront in Gaithersburg, where we had a chance to witness John making ravioli by hand.
It's for the technique. When you're making with the rolling pin, you do it with an open hand. After a day of rolling it out, you feel it like all over your shoulders, rotator cuff. We do have machines, but we try to do as much by hand as possible. When you roll it through metal, it makes the pasta very smooth, which is not what you want. You want a rough pasta. This stuff, these lines, you want it to be rough to help, it increases the surface area. And they're going, oh, you're crazy, how can you do that? It's so much work. And I'm going, well, if a 90-year-old Italian woman can do it, why can't I? This is a black truffle and cheese filling.
Okay. This is really cool. I've never seen a ravioli being made like this.
No, this is actually a lot harder than it looks to get them uniform.
Yeah. Sure.
Doing like full tables, your thumbs and fingers actually get sore. And that's sort of what we're doing, is trying to keep the traditions alive, whereas you certainly could just get a machine that pops these out, but it's not the same. Yeah, so those little air bubbles, that's one sign that it's definitely handmade and not over kneaded or overworked. But actually, this is what I enjoy. Like, I hope to get to the point where I can hire someone to do all the administrative stuff and just come back here. Yeah, one day.
To learn more about his menu, delivery timeline, or to place an order, visit the website. And finally in Rockville, we see what it is like to pursue a long-time dream. Rockville Town Center's dining scene got a new addition with the opening of Marcotte Bar De Tapas, a paella place run by George Rodriguez, a Brazilian-born chef with spectacular Spanish cooking skills.
I fell in love with Spanish cuisine really because of the simplicity of the culture. We try to look what this area needed. Most of my background is with Spanish cuisine, Spanish food, Spanish restaurants. We decided to go with this concept. I like to cook street food kind of style, really homey.
The love and passion for cooking has been ingrained in George since he was a little boy growing up in Brazil.
Back then, the cooking side was mostly for the women of the family, and the men would be dealing with the barbecue and the grill and everything. So I really enjoyed, since being very little, to be cooking in the kitchen with my grandma, my mom, and my aunts. And that really grew in me since I was little.
Before the pandemic, George was working as a chef at the tapas chain Boqueria in Penn Quarter.
When the pandemic hit, I was unemployed for about 4 months, and we saw that the pandemic actually hit this area pretty hard. And with so many spaces available, we decided that we should try and take a bet that eventually the pandemic will subside and we can definitely do better as the hospitality industry.
Is bread really big in Spanish cuisine?
Bread is really it's part of basically every dish in Spanish cuisine.
And he was right to take a leap of faith and pursue his dream of being a restaurant owner.
If you're a cook, it doesn't matter where I go in the world, I'm always going to have a job.
George's restaurant had 2 successful opening nights.
And both nights we had 2 sittings and they were both sold out. We had overwhelming support from the neighborhood and from friends as well. We saw that from the beginning we were able to kind of get things moving smoothly, which was really good to see. A little bit of fresh garlic.
When deciding on a location for the restaurant, it was important for George to open it closer to home in Montgomery County.
When we had our son, we came and moved to Rockville really because of the neighborhood and how safe it is. And when we really decided to go and open our own restaurant, I think it was important to do that in our neighborhood, in our community.
What's the one ingredient that you think goes in every Spanish cuisine?
The olive oil.
Olive oil.
The olive oil.
To learn more about Marcotte's hours and menu, visit their website. Well, that does it for this edition of Made in Montgomery. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Michaye Sahlu.